Hi, I'm Mark Welfare and I'm a previous university employee. I'm the husband of Nicky, who unfortunately died of leiomyosarcoma of the uterus, which is a very rare cancer. We were living in Malaysia. I was working for the university as the clinical dean of the medical school branch there. And unfortunately, Nicky developed some symptoms, was diagnosed with the cancer and underwent both surgery and chemotherapy initially in Singapore. Sadly, the cancer came back and we came back to the UK. She died 5 years ago in July 2016. So when she died, I wanted to try and do something that would be a good memorial and a good memory of her. Almost immediately I hit upon the idea of doing some research into this rare cancer. So we started off trying to raise money for a 3-year PhD, and that meant raising about £40,000. In the end, I think we raised about £55,000, which meant that the PhD could be extended to 4 years. Which is really helpful because, a 3-year PhD is just about enough to get the science done, but not necessarily enough to write it up or follow it up or, go into a further research programme.
Hi, I'm Vicky. I'm the PhD student working on ULMS, and my PhD has been made possible from the fundraising carried out by Mark in memory of his wife, Nicky. So, Uterine Leiomyosarcoma, or ULMS, it's a rare, aggressive cancer of the uterus. There's only around 250 cases diagnosed each year in the UK and about 12 up here in the northeast. One of the main challenges for ULMS is the clinical resemblance to leiomyoma, that are fibroids, that's benign fibroids that occur in around 60% of women over the age of 45.
In terms of why I chose to have Newcastle University as the recipient of the funding rather than going through a national charity or something, part of that is obviously because of my personal links with the university, having worked for 25 years or whatever for the university, but partly also because of the treatment team that treated Nicky locally were attached to the university, so they'd got the strong links between the basic scientists and the clinicians, which is very important, I think, in terms of taking treatment further. But also because I know of the quality that they do. The Cancer Institute, the building that we're in at the moment, is world renowned for its work. It's developed quite a lot of new treatments, taken treatments from test tube to the individual patient. And that's the key thing. You don't want your research to just be done in the laboratory and not go any further.
Well, the Cancer Centre generally is a very broad term for the coming together of basic researchers, clinicians, healthcare workers who are all involved in cancer in some way, shape or form. So that can be on the research side, on treating patients, but also the teaching, because one of our objectives is to train the next generation of cancer research. There isn't a magic money tree in the university or the medical faculty for funding research. It's all on the initiative of individual research groups and leaders of research groups, usually to write those grant applications, bring the money in if they're successful, and that sort of guides and moulds the way that the work of the Cancer Research Centre evolves.
One of the advantages to the treatments we've been looking at over the last 3 years is they're targeted treatments, so they could be targeted for that individual patient, and we try and avoid the systemic toxicities that you'd associate with traditional chemotherapy.
This is really quite a rapid progress for the way that clinical science works. It often will take many, many years to go from initial test tube to patient treatment. But we do look as though a treatment could become available within, a really relatively narrow time frame.
The institute, the building here, the research facilities we've got available are amazing, and there's so many things and opportunities available for us while we're studying. You feel well looked after and supported as a student here as well. I'd like to say a massive thank you to everyone who fundraised and donated, and to those who knew Nicky personally. I hope they're pleased that there's been a step forward in research for ULMS and are happy with where the project's gone, and now it's a good base, I think, to carry on taking research forward for ULMS.
So I would like to send a personal thank you to all the people who donated to our fund for the ULMS research.
Please support cancer research at Newcastle University.
Please support cancer research at Newcastle University.
Please support cancer research at Newcastle University.